folks, is a monument that I had just put it here in 2010. That's when the town did a commemoration to mark the changing of the name from Port Royal to Annapolis Royal, 300 years. So I figured, well, since there were no Acadians marked in here, that we'd like to put something that showed that the French were here before 1710. So this is where this field is, right behind us, all this area, and where there are no stones and the trees. This is where the Acadians are buried. This is St. John the Baptist Parish Cemetery of the Acadians. So we put a sandstone marker to show that we use wooden crosses, so hopefully this one will last a long time. And on the front, it's inscribed that between 1632 and 1755, that Acadians, French civil servants, French military personnel who served here could be buried in this graveyard. The other graveyard, some folks have ancestors in Belle-Isle, about 8 miles up. There was Saint-Laurent, parish of Belle-Isle. That was the other church. I don't think they have a marker there. But this is we put this so that if somebody comes here, they could get a picture and get a sense of place of where the ancestors are buried. Because before you could have walked through here, driven through here. If somebody had never noticed an Acadian buried in here, at least here, it can give you a sense of place of where the ancestors are buried. So I want to I started off with a Mi'kmaq song. I want to start off with a Latin song, which is the national anthem of the Acadians. In Louisiana, but in the States, that's one folk, but do folks have do you do the national anthem of the Acadians? It's called Ave Maristella. It's a hymn to Mary. I'll just do the first verse. It's 4 lines in Latin. In the old days, as kids, you had to learn Latin because they wanted you to become altar boys and then maybe priests. They're trying to form you young into the priesthood. But it's a hymn to Mary. It goes like this. Let the car pass by. That one go by too. Ave Maristella, Dei mater alma, atque semper Virgo, Felix Celi porta, Felix Celi porta. That means open the gates of heaven. So they might be opening the gate on us. We might all end up there, you say. So I want to thank the group. I couldn't control the weather, but we didn't get maybe soaking wet. But I want you to get a feel, because you could walk to this town or drive to this town, never know too much of anything that happened here that was Acadian, but this town would not have been here without our ancestors and with the French coming here. So I like to give people a chance to experience that by walking along where it's the basin, the fort we helped to build, the confluence of the dike lands and the tides which affected us, and then the graveyard here where our ancestors are buried. I like people to leave Annapolis Royal knowing that although today this is called St. George Street, until 1710 it was called La Rue Dauphin, to honor the future king. The Annapolis River until 1710 was La Rivière Dauphin. Fort Anne until 1710 was called the Fort de Port-Royal. And the town of Annapolis Royal until 1710 was called Port-Royal. It was the capital of Acadia. And worldwide, over 3 million people trace their ancestry to this area. So the Port Royal, now Annapolis Royal area, is really the cradle of where the Acadian people started.